How do you make a character that your party enjoys while making them feel real and a part of the world? Well, today I'm going to be going over 6 tips that are going to help you make a character that your party enjoys while not being that loner brooding in the corner of the tavern. Now, you might see this advice pop up on other videos, and that's because it is good advice. Don't be that guy. If you're playing this quiet loner who has no reason to be traveling with the party, why are they going to want to travel with you? Why are you going to want to travel with them? Often enough, you're going to find that there's no reason other than we're all playing on the same table. You don't go into a job interview and say, I hate people, I don't want to be here, and I have no reason to work here. You're just not going to get hired. So, instead, give them a reason to be there. Maybe they're on a redemption arc and they need to go with this party to complete that. Or maybe they do care. They're just not showing their feelings. I've done something like that before. It worked out fine. Remember that this game is a cooperative storytelling game. You need to be putting in the same amount of effort that everyone else is to make this work. Too often, players ignore the foundation of their characters, neglecting to make their backstories, ideals, traits, bonds, flaws, all in favor of behaving randomly in the moment. You don't build a house without a foundation first. That doesn't count. Plus, it looks bad. Get that out of here. I feel like those are really important to a character. Filling those out, it helps not only you, but your DM as well. With those filled out, he could make some story hooks based on your character's backstory, or even flaws, ideals, bonds, or maybe something to help your traits stick out. Not only that, but it helps you kind of stick to the behavior of your character. Why would a pacifist enjoy killing people? They wouldn't! The personality traits, ideals, bonds, and flaws aren't there for decoration. Those are the general rails that you are setting down for you to follow. While it's okay to kind of go off these rails from time to time, those are the core ideas of your character. It's also generally good to change these over the course of the campaign, and that kind of brings me into my next point. A character doesn't stay the same from level 1 to 20. And if they do, there's a problem there. Characters should be faced with challenges and moral dilemmas throughout the campaign. You need to reflect on how these might have affected your character. Maybe they realize that their goal isn't what they thought it was all along. Maybe a childhood friend dies right in front of them. Or maybe they put on a straw hat that makes them want to be the king of the pirates. The point is to have your character be changing throughout the campaign. They should always be evolving and changing, be it for the worse or for the better. TTRPGs are supposed to be group projects, but fun. Unlike that one that you did in high school where you did all the work. Talk with your party while creating your character. Maybe the bard and rogue were childhood rivals. Maybe the paladin and fighter studied under the same mentor. Connecting your backstories with at least one other player helps create some roleplay moments while generally making the character connections feel deeper. While talking with your party, you can go ahead and bring up composition. Now, it might be fun to have a whole band of bards. Realistically, that's not going to happen. I know a lot of people don't like to overlap classes, be it that they feel like they're stepping on someone else's toes whenever they do. Usually in my games, I just tell people, go ahead and overlap. You're not going to be stepping on someone else's toes, and I want you to experience that class as you want. Play the character that you want. At the end of the day, a party that works well is a party that's going to get stuff done. Your character doesn't exist in a vacuum. They need to have at least some connection to the world. Now, this is similar to talking with your party. Talk with your DM. See how your character can fit into their world. If your character has no connections, it's going to be hard for you or your DM to really work with your character. Let's say you decide that you want to play an elf, but in the DM's world, elves are secluded, only found within the Great Forest region, rarely mingling or going outside those boundaries. Your character would be an extreme outlier, with little to do with the world. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible to work with that. What I am saying is that you're gonna need help from your DM to connect your character to the world. The more your character is tied into the world, the more immersive and meaningful the story is gonna be for you. Finally, getting into character. Now, I know some people don't like to roleplay, some will love doing voices, and some just kind of narrate what they do. The point is, get into the mindset of your character. If you struggle with roleplay, go ahead and start small. Think about how your character might phrase stuff. One of my characters, a growing warlock, had a problem with his sentence structure. He would often misuse words or kind of misplace them. Maybe think about how your character reacts to certain situations. One of my characters, a noble, had an eye twitch whenever he was out of control in a situation that he had no control over. React to what's happening in-game. Maybe a boxer character doesn't back down until the other person backs down or a fight breaks out. And let's be honest, whenever one person gets into roleplay at the table, it kind of encourages everyone else to do so. And if you're still nervous about roleplaying, or you generally are looking for tips on how to roleplay, don't worry, I'll cover that in a future video at some point. Be on the lookout for that. Hopefully these tips help you create a character that's fun to play with and is a blast for everyone else to play with at the table. Until next time.